What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kenzo for Life here, and we're back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about SBMM. What if I told you that every time you lose a match in Call of Duty is by design? What if that controller gripping frustration you feel isn't a bug, but a core feature? You're not going crazy. There's a reason the matchmaking in one of the biggest games on the planet feels like a less fair fight and more like a rigged casino game. And that reason might just be to get you to open your wallet. Today, we're going past the basic complaints. We're digging into the massive allegation that the system isn't built for fair fights, but to sell you a solution to a problem that it creates on purpose. It's a vicious cycle every Call of Duty player knows. You have a monster game, maybe two. You're a human aimbot. Your movement is flawless. You feel unstoppable. And then a switch flips. Suddenly, you can't win a single gunfight. It feels like the game has put weights in your backpack. The fun you were having has turned into a sweat-drenched nightmare. This isn't just a tough lobby. It's a curated roller coaster. And for a huge part of the community, it's sucking the joy out of the game. This system, SBMM, is supposed to stand for Skill-Based Matchmaking. It's supposed to be like a good referee, looking at your performance and putting you with players of a similar level. The goal, officially, is to stop new players from being fed to the wolves and keep matches competitive. But for years, the community has been screaming that something is fundamentally broken. It feels like a referee and more like a manipulative puppet master, pulling strings to keep everyone playing, and more importantly, paying. That constant pressure to play at your absolute peak turns a hobby into a high-stress job, and it's causing serious burnout. It's also killing the relaxed social side of the game. Remember when lobbies were like a neighborhood bar? You'd stick around, chat, make new friends or rivals. Now lobbies are disposable. They're torn apart the second a match ends, so the algorithm can reshuffle everyone. This makes playing with friends who aren't at your exact skill level a complete disaster. The system is like a bouncer that kicks your less skilled friends out of the club, forcing them into your high-tier games where they get demolished, making them want to quit. This isn't just a matchmaking problem, it's a community killer. Activision is famously secretive about its matchmaking formula, but a term from their research gives the game away. Engagement Optimized Matchmaking, or EOMM. This is the key. The system's primary goal may not be creating a fair match, but creating a match that maximizes your engagement. It's like a DJ whose only job is to keep you on the dance floor. It doesn't have to be the best music. It just has to be compelling enough to stop you from leaving. So how does it do that? By playing with your emotions. The theory, backed by countless player experiences, is that the system puts you on an engineered loop. Winning all the time is boring. Losing all the time is infuriating. But if the game can sense you're about to snap your controller and gives you an easy win, a pity lobby, it can keep you hooked. It's a calculated roller coaster, giving you just enough of a dopamine hit to keep you playing, but enough frustration to make you feel like you just need a little something more to get an edge. Players report this system is incredibly aggressive. After one or two great games, you're thrown into a lobby that feels like a pro league final. It's like the game is punishing you for doing well. Even Charlie Olson, who created Call of Duty's original rating system, admits the modern version has a huge design problem. He says it takes away the sense of skill and mastery, and that it effectively punishes players for being good. the system feels like it's actively working against you, making sure you never get too comfortable or feel too powerful for too long. This is where we go from frustrated feelings to corporate blueprints. If the matchmaking is designed to make you feel like you're constantly coming up short, isn't it convenient that a store full of solutions is just one click away? This doesn't seem to be a coincidence. Activision literally holds patents that describe in plain English how to use matchmaking to drive sales. One of the most famous patents, US 2016 00118-1A1, details a microtransaction engine that can rig matches to influence your buying habits. Think of it like a sneaky salesperson. For instance, the patent describes putting a new player into a match with a marquee player, someone with high skill and a flashy, expensive weapon skin. It's like product placement, but instead of seeing an Aston Martin in a Bond film, you're being dominated by a weapon you could own, planting the seed that buying it might make you feel that good too. But it gets even more direct. The patent also describes a system where, after you buy an item, the matchmaker can place you in a game where your new toy is especially effective. Imagine you buy a new sniper rifle blueprint. Suddenly, you're in a match on a long-range map against slower-moving players. It's like buying a magic key from the store. And for the next few games, every lock is easier to open. This gives you an instant rush, reinforces that your purchase was a great idea, and conditions your brain to spend money again for that same feeling. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's their own documented strategy. So what does Activision say about this? After years of silence, they finally published a blog post about an experiment where they turned down SBMM for a portion of the player base. The results, they claimed, were disastrous. Players quit more matches, and fewer people logged back in the next day. Their argument is that SBMM, for all its flaws, is like a zookeeper keeping the lions away from the sheep. Without it, the top 10% of players would devour the other 90%, causing the player base, the silent majority that pays the bills, to abandon the game entirely. The original matchmaking creator, Charlie Olson, even agrees, estimating that about half of all players would quit without some form of SBMM. From a business perspective, their logic holds up. They need to protect the player ecosystem, but this defense completely ignores the real complaint. The problem isn't that there's a fence protecting the sheep. The problem is that the zookeeper seems to be using the fence to funnel people into the gift shop. But what do you think? Have you felt this matchmaking roller coaster yourself? Do you buy their explanation that it's just about protecting players, or do you think it's a deliberate system to push you towards the store? Drop your own SBMM horror story in the comments below. And if you appreciate this kind of deep dive, consider subscribing for more. So, where does that leave us? We have a massive community that feels psychologically manipulated. We have developers with data in hand insisting this system is the only thing keeping the game alive and casting a shadow over it. We have patents that spell out how to turn the game into a sales engine. The question is no longer whether SBMM exists, but what is its true purpose? Is it a shield to protect casuals, as Activision claims? Or is a weapon of manufactured frustration designed to make you feel inadequate and then sell you the solution? The evidence strongly suggests it's both. The system protects the casuals from quitting, but it also keeps dedicated players in a state of permanent struggle. a struggle that can always be eased with a quick purchase. In the end, they really are selling you losses. The game is creating an artificial problem and then marketing weapon blueprints as the answer. It's like trying to lift weights while the gym owner secretly adds more plates just to sell you their special pre-workout formula. Until Activision becomes transparent, until we can actually see our rating and understand the logic behind our lobbies, this feeling of being played, not just by opponents, but by the game itself, will never go away. At its heart, this is a total breakdown of trust. Players no longer feel like they're in an honest competition, but in a rigged game where the house always wins. Stay frosty, my friends.